what is my experience and what I could compare with the other companies in Czech Republic was that we, in very early time in 90s, came into the cooperation with the abroad companies, with the international companies. And with this experience, we were able to succeed and to compete internationally. And I think that when I registered that Quinta was involved in the international group, it's really the big opportunity for our people, for our staff, for our professionals, for our clinics, to be involved in the international business. And in this I would see the main success you succeeded with your team. And my question, probably first question, is where is the added value from this cooperation with you and the Quinta? And what we can expect it from it?
Yeah, I think from my experience working with Quinta since the late 90s was that it's been a tremendous opportunity for startups, for companies that are relatively inexperienced in the space. So, for example, in my experience, it was generic drug development. To work with a CRO that wasn't just providing a service in terms of doing what they were asked in terms of running a BE study. You got way more than that. What you got was advice around study design, hand-holding around monitoring, and it was a way for smaller companies that otherwise might struggle to get it right first time until they build that experience. So for me, that was the big plus that Quinta always offered and still does. And I think also the location within the centre of Europe is a big plus in terms of accessibility for clinical monitors to visit, for people learning the business to come and see firsthand how a good clinic is run. And for me, Quinta was always the benchmark when I went, to India or to Jordan or to Canada or wherever I went. I always thought back, well, what would Quinta do here? So I think it's been a synergy, between the international partners and Quinta themselves. They've helped each other on occasion. So.
I think that we really expect that the effectiveness probably will grow here. Could you see any barriers coming from the state regulatory and so on here in Czech Republic, according to the other countries where we have some experiences with the regulators?
I can probably comment to that obviously with the new EU CTR regulations coming into effect in February this year, it has a strong impact on the European markets, and we've seen that in the first half of the year. There was a decline in new submissions because of the uncertainty within the industry. But we've now seen that picking back up again, so we're back, I would say, to the normal status of number of submissions in the European Union from what we're seeing as an organization. But we now need to see what does that mean for the various locations within Europe. And we're seeing now the Western countries, I'm speaking about Belgium, Netherlands, the UK, have reacted very strongly. And they have, for monocentric studies, they now have, they're back to 4 to 6 weeks approval cycles. And if you're looking at the whole EU CTR cycle, which can be 102 days, it's very important from a country perspective to be attractive for clinical research, to have a regulatory body that understands the competitive environment so that you can really accelerate. Because the advantage of doing phase 1 work or work just like Quinta does here is it gives access to medication to subjects and also ultimately to patients within the hospitals, be it through bioequivalence generic work that it becomes more attainable from a cost perspective, but also from the long-term perspective at Quinta they're able to do studies which will bring innovation and brand new products into the Czech years before these products are on the market. And that is something that I think from a regulatory perspective is important to consider as well in the overall process.
Would it be possible to prepare some references or something like that in order to push our authorities to be much more flexible and faster?
Absolutely, and I think, when we are learning that there are countries around Czech, as Jochen mentioned, Belgium, Germany and some others, who do have actually this ambition, and they've made this kind of tremendous step. Because this is actually what we are hearing always from our authorities. We cannot do it faster because of the EU regulation, because of EMEA, and maybe because we don't have too much people to do it really fast. But you get the examples, which now I think these are the hints which we really want to work out, having these examples and to understand behind in more details, and then to approach authorities with this language and trying to push them to shorten this period. Because there are two aspects. One is the time, which we are fighting with regarding the approval process, and secondly is the content of the documentation, the IP documentation, which really slow the process as well, compared to what the others are asking. So yeah, that's the way for our homework, which we have to now undertake.
And would you like to wish to Quinta in Ostrava?
Well, I think obviously one is every success, and so I think one thing that Quinta and other organizations have brought is credibility to clinical research. I think clinical research is often, and I speak to many people in the industry, and when you speak about clinical research, no one goes to university to do clinical research. You discover it on your road to discovering what you do, but it's an incredibly important part of the development cycle to bring new products onto the market for patients to make their lives ultimately better and to offer cost-effective solutions. So I think what I wish for Ostrava is that that Quinta will flourish here, and that there will be a great opportunity for also here patients to have access to new medications moving forward and much more accessible than they perhaps are now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For us from the Conscio group, I think it's really phenomenal to work with Quinta, and what we saw was exactly that there's an incredible scientific expertise that we try to give an even bigger stage, basically an international one, as you say. I think that's the exposure we are trying to form on one hand, so to also expand the international reach for Quinta, and secondly we have also now basically expanded the services a little bit backward, and for us I think to see this come full circle, really taking a development project from an initial idea all the way to registration, that will be really great to see. And this new unit here will be very essential to, on one hand, expand the capacity, but then also expand our capabilities towards biosimilars. So very excited to see this come true with a strong team that we have here.
Thank you. I would just add that Roman is not so far, according to the age, from my children. That's true, really. And I always observe Roman as one of my children, because we have a very nice team, a very professional team in our company, and I'm so successful if I can see that they continue and they explore their professionality to the other companies and in the future. And Roman is one of them. And therefore I'm very successful if Quinta is successful, because Roman is successful.